You're listening to a band of gamers podcasting since 2012. Three older best mates share a few laughs and keep you current with discussions about the latest news, consoles, and games. Join the conversation and the community. abandofgamers.com. Hello, ABOG. Welcome back, a band of gamers. Good to have you. Welcome aboard. Shane.
Speaking.
What's the weather forecast for ABOG?
Oh, you don't want to know, man.
It's a thing. We do this now. What's
No, I can't.
we gotta get ready. Do I need an umbrella for this episode? I mean, what do I need to get through this safe?
Some giant wind fans, because you can't even tell the weather because of all the smoke that has come up from the horrific devastation that's been going on in on the west coast here. So the winds brought a lot of the smokiness up. It's been a tough couple days for anybody who's got respiratory issues, like asthma, like myself, and it just stings the eyes, burns the throat. So if I clear my throat a couple times, hey, deal with it. But hey, it's a podcast, and that's what we're about.
That's right. That, of course, is Shane. I am Joel, your MC, one of your three co-hosts. I got to give him the proper intro. Threw him off guard there with that weather report. Just thought like it's a thing now. But from Vancouver, Canada, Shreddy Krueger. It's Shane. What's going on?
Hey.
What's going on, buddy? You hanging in there with that air and the fires and everything?
Yeah. It is what it is. There's not a whole lot you can do. Just keep the windows shut. So keep it out of the house, and we'll be all right. Get through it.
I hope so. In Birmingham, England, staying connected, it's Karl. Hey, Karl.
Hey, yeah, man. Staying connected, both with friends and family, and the quality of my internet, hopefully.
I love it. In this episode, we've got a good one. Lots going on. First of all, you can rebuy all your favorite Mario games.
Finally.
Again.
Yeah.
And again. And again. And we probably will. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. Xbox, Microsoft, they dropped the atomic bombs on all of their consoles. So we got the full skinny on the Xbox One, son of a bitch, the naming convention for these things. The Xbox Series X. Got the price, we've got the release date, and they've added a second SKU. There's another Xbox Series S. So I can get even more confused with names. But we'll talk all about the technical details of those consoles, the pricing, probably a good conversation there. Two of our favorite games are getting free next-gen upgrades.
What?
Free.
Oh, yeah.
Can't beat free. Xbox is not free. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. Shane and I got some good time with that. An easy PlayStation Platinum trophy. And it's a Plat. Lovely. Probably not too many Plats left. And we've got our beers. We'll share what we're drinking. Why not? Like that. Time to open them beers.
Whew, feeling a little thirsty over here, boys. Real thirsty, man. I think my throat is getting a little dry, if you know what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, the rumors were true, as we previously shared on a back episode not that long ago. Mario's 35th birthday upcoming, and Nintendo is re-releasing, I should say, a boatload of old Mario games, older and newer. So let's just go through the list here. First of all, this is kind of cool. There's a new Game & Watch coming out for Super Mario Brothers. Nice head, Karl. Wow.
Yeah.
Good pour there, buddy. Pro move. Yeah, Game & Watch. Y'all know what Game & Watch is, right? That little handheld jobby from way back when.
Oh, yeah. I never had one of those.
No?
No, that shit was expensive, man. We couldn't afford that stuff, man.
I think those things predated the original Nintendo, too.
Yeah. Was that it? Yeah. It was. Anywho. Yeah, I had those, the the football one. Yeah, never mind. This is going to bore you guys. You don't want to hear this.
Carl's got some show and tell going on there. What are those? Are those little Game & Watches there, buddy?
Yeah. There's this is timing as well. The missus got some stuff out of the garage the other day. She's like, I've got some gaming things in there. I know it's going to be a bit of a tangent, but she dug out like 5 or 6 of these little Game & Watches, and I was like,
nice.
That's mental. Like just about the time that this stuff has been announced, and these things, they've got a bit of value to them as well.
Oh yeah,
so we've got these little. She's got Donkey Kong 2. She's got Bomb Sweeper.
Man,
and, in good nick these things are as well, and they were so cool.
Oh
when I saw that announcement from Nintendo the other day, and I was like, I don't need one of those Game & Watches. But then you kind of remember just how much fun they were. And I've had a bit of nostalgia this weekend, just going through these and trying to put batteries in them, make sure they work. And these things are still cool, man. They still look ace.
Got through many a long family car ride with those Game & Watches when I was a little kid. And they are worth quite a bit, man. You could sell those things and shouldn't. But if you did, you could probably afford one of these new consoles. I mean, they're worth quite a bit. That's awesome.
And you'll be able to hear again.
Very nice. So a new one of those, very nostalgic. They're going to put Super Mario Brothers on a Game & Watch.
Nice.
And also has a clock, of course, and you can play all the lost levels on there as well.
Yeah.
Nice touch. What's that going to cost? Same price as a Switch?
No, it's like 50 quid, I think, over here.
Ooh.
Yeah, if you can get one, they're already pretty sold out. There's not many left at all. But I think Nintendo have got a few left on their website.
Limited number, eh? That's awesome, though. Super Mario 3D World with the additional bit Bowser's Fury coming out February 2021. And it's a pretty damn good game, actually, and a lot of you missed it since it was a Wii U title. So get a chance to play that on the Nintendo Switch. Be pretty awesome. Super Mario Brothers 35 on the 35th anniversary, a play on words with a game that has 35 players. Online battle game like Tetris, available for online members, Nintendo service, October 1st through March 31st, 2021. So it's Super Mario Brothers with 35 players, eh?
Yeah, and this is isn't the physical? This is the one where they were talking about the physical copy, and it's the physical copy is done at the end of March next year or something. So everybody's freaking out trying to pre-order one, and
no, I think that's another one.
That's got a different game coming up here.
Just a digital one.
So like the Tetris,
right, yes.
But it's only going to be like playable through that certain period, October 1st through March 31st.
Yeah.
See, this is another reason why I need a Switch, and then I would know the difference between Super Mario Bros. 35 and Super Mario 3D All Stars. We're getting there, baby steps. Give me a chance. Give me a chance here.
This is the one on the list I'm least excited about. Maybe this next one, Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. So $100 in the US. It's Mario Kart. You're playing it on your Switch while it's also controlling an actual RC car. Kind of cool. I think if you got a family,
yeah,
that'd be a lot of fun.
Right? And think about like Thanksgiving, you get the grandparents over, you got that small bubble you're working in, fire that thing up, a couple, little cognac. Hey there, Palmer. Maybe a little Drambuie or something, get the kids all fired up.
You could totally see that, couldn't you? Like, when you were a kid and you used to make, play when you're playing your cars or whatever, you make like a racetrack out of household items and, put a few chairs in a row, you got a tunnel and things like that. Like, you could do that and then play Mario Kart through it. That'd be pretty cool. Like,
right?
you'd need pretty big rooms, I'd imagine, some nice hard floors as well.
Pretty wild.
Yeah, look cool.
And here another re-release, Super Mario All-Stars. That was a SNES game, right?
Yes, sir.
That's where you have Mario Brothers, Super Mario Brothers, the original, the second, the third, and the lost levels, right?
Yes, sir.
And that's going to get some upgraded visuals and audio. And it's out now in your Super Nintendo library on your Nintendo Switch. So if you're a Switch service subscriber, when they announced it, the game was already there.
Ooh,
that's
gotta
cool.
go.
Showing up, we're back in a bit.
Right.
Yeah, very cool. Little tweaks to the graphics and stuff, but the fact it was like it's there on the shop and you can have a little play, that was sweet.
And last but not least, and this is the one, Shane, that you have a window of time, like one of those Disney Vault releases that they used to do when they put a videotape out, and I think even some of their DVDs and Blu-rays.
Yeah.
It's got a limited shelf life. It's out in September, I think 18th or something. It's really soon.
Yeah, pretty quick here.
And it's only available on shelves until March 31st. So I'm sure you'll be able to get a copy if you want one. It's not like a limited number. It's just a limited time. And this is pretty exciting here. Super Mario 3D All-Stars, which has Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine from the GameCube, and Galaxy, Super Mario Galaxy from the Wii, which I've never played. I think I'd love to. So there, sucker. I might buy another Mario game again.
Yeah. Mario 64 was a game changer, wasn't it? There'll be a lot of people who've never played it, especially as they've grown up with the new generation of consoles. So this one seems like good value to me. I know that we're rebuying the same games again, but like you, Joe, I haven't played Galaxy. I never played Sunshine really either. Didn't kind of get into it. So the three of those games, for 45 quid, whatever it is, doesn't seem too bad to me.
Yeah, and Super Mario 64 has like some upgraded visuals. That's that's a classic game. One of my all-time favorites. I don't know if I have time to play these games really with all the new consoles and stuff coming out, but it might be nice to have on the shelf. Like all the other games that sit there and I don't play,
Everything is nice on the shelf. I mean, let's call a spade.
He's not wrong.
Oh, you gotta love the shelf.
Of course, we're all about the shelf. Man, my notifications are going crazy. What am I doing wrong over here? I hit do not disturb on my iPad, and it's just being sassy. I don't know what the hell's going on here.
Right.
I'm old. Technology is really confusing to me.
Really?
Yeah. Help. Send help. Microsoft announced the new Xbox information. They've got a new SKU. This is the Xbox Series S. And then they've got all the details on the Xbox Series X, including the date. We've all been waiting for the date. More than likely, PlayStation 5 is probably right around the same date, right? They're going to be competitive with the release window, I would think. But both of these Xboxes are out November 10th. Not too far off. You can pre-order it starting on September 22nd. So if you're interested, and we'll talk all about them here in a moment, you can decide with all of our helpful information. Drop in a pre-order, but get on that quick because I'm probably going to be limited due to the coronavirus and factories and things getting a little less capacity than maybe we would like.
Yeah.
Both consoles available on payment plans as well. It's called Xbox All Access, which includes the console and 24 months of Game Pass Ultimate. So for a monthly payment, you get the gear, the hardware, and a shit ton of games through Game Pass Ultimate, which also includes your PC games as well. And also just announced EA Play, which I think used to be called, EA Access?
Yeah.
Is going to be included. So they must have did a deal with EA. They're including that now with the Game Pass Ultimate. So you get a bunch of EA games, and they usually do like 10 hours demo of all the new games as well. So if you want to play Madden for 10 hours and be done with it, like most of us do after paying $60 for it, you can get that right through your Game Pass Ultimate. It's pretty nice. We got this quote here from Microsoft. Let me explain the difference between these two things here. The primary difference between Xbox Series X and Xbox Series S, well, that's a mouthful, is in resolution. Through talking to our customers, we found that many of our fans prioritize frame rate over resolution. So we wanted to build a console that didn't require a 4K TV. In addition, Xbox Series X and Series S share the same development environment, tools, and capabilities, all of which enable developers to build and release their content across consoles more easily while still taking advantage of the unique hardware capabilities of the next generation. I needed to breathe after reading all that. Holy crap, that's so.
Yeah, The stats are a bit mental, aren't they, to be fair?
But that's it in a nutshell, right? I mean, these two consoles are very similar with the exception of the resolution. The Series X and the Series S have all of the same guts, all of the same processing power, the ray tracing, the SSD drive, although on the Series S, the SSD drive is smaller. 512 gigabytes on the S, 1 terabyte on the X. Both can be expanded with that proprietary 1 terabyte expansion card. But besides that, and the price, which is considerably different, these are pretty much the same console. So if you don't own a 4K TV and don't plan on buying one in, say, the next 5 to 7 years, the S might be a better option for you. It's a lot cheaper. So the price here on the Xbox Series S, $299. $299 for that powerful system on a 1080p TV. The Series X, $499. So $500 basically. Has the bigger hard drive, has the 4K, the HDR. Beyond that, they're really similar. Side by side, all the stats match up. Actually, I'm sorry, no. The GPU is more powerful on the Series X, 12.15 teraflops compared to 4 teraflops, but that makes sense considering the resolution it's pushing.
Yeah, exactly. If it's pushing that the ray tracing and the 4K, you'd expect it to, the GPU to be chunkier. It looks like the infrastructure is very, very similar. There's a bit more RAM in there and all the rest of it, but like you're saying, if you haven't got a 4K telly, or even if you have got a 4K telly and you don't sit that far away from it, the Xbox Series S does look a very decent console for that price point. Obviously, it's discless, so you can't, buy physical games and all the rest of it. So that's a factor. And we actually got a look at it as well, didn't we, chaps? We got a physical box to look at, and I don't hate it, but I do think it looks a bit cheap. As consoles go, it's a big white. Well, that's actually a very small white box with a big circular dark grey ventilation circle on top. It kind of reminds me of like a camping stove. Where you pop like a little pan on there or something. Like it's got that kind of, just doesn't look as classy as the One X, I don't think, or the Series X.
Yeah, it's a lot smaller. It looks kind of like a Xbox One S as far as the white.
Like
what'd you say? The Wii?
Even like a Wii, yeah.
You think it's that small?
It's tiny.
Is it? Well, I suppose it's got, and good point, I forgot to mention, it doesn't have the disk drive that the X has. And you're right, the RAM on this thing is 10 gigs of GD. Well, who cares? I don't know what these things mean. 10 gig compared to 16. Yeah, I'm not even going to go there. 16 gigs on the Series X compared to 10 gig of RAM on the Series S.
Wow.
So a little bit of a difference there. But from what Microsoft is saying, they're in their marketing speak, it's going to do a lot of the same things, except it's just not going to run in 4K. Smaller hard drive. But $200 difference there between the 1080p max resolution and the smaller hard drive. So what do you guys think? I mean, the $500 price tag for the Series X, I was pleasantly surprised. I expected it to come in at about $6.
Whoa.
600, so 500.
Really?
Yeah, for real. I think I paid 500 for the One X, if I recall.
Yeah, you got that pretty.
It's cheaper now.
Yeah, you got that pretty early, like when it came out, though.
Yeah, I did right away.
Right. And I mean, for the most part, these new consoles, they're going to have a lot of the same kind of parts in them, really. Right? It's, they're souped up, beefed up, however you want to call them, But, at the end of the day, they're probably pretty similar.
I think so.
You'd think so.
Well, I do.
I do. The price point you were surprised at the Series X having that price point. I was definitely surprised at the Series S having this price point of kind of $299. I think it's really cheap. And obviously, it's a next generation console, probably more on a par with a One X, I'm guessing, in terms of the power and all the rest of it. But I don't know what a One X goes for at the minute. I'm assuming it's more than $300.
And it's considerably more powerful than the One X.
Yeah. So how much is One X going to cost you now? And you're getting this jump up in the next generation console, which can do more, and it's probably going to be, if not around the same price, a little bit cheaper than you'd be paying for a One X. Certainly over here, this comes in, I think, at $249 in pounds. So that's a hell of a price. It just seems to me that with the subscription service as well, like the price points are good. The subscription kind of payment plans are really good. I think it's a very clever way of dropping this console into the ecosystem and saying, right, you can pay monthly, 25 quid or whatever if you want the Series S, or $29.99 if you want the Series X. I think it's a really great idea by them.
Yeah, it's almost like a layaway plan, right? You're just making monthly payments. They're chucking in the service Game Pass Ultimate with it, and after a certain period of time, you own the console. Sure, it's not like you're renting it. You're
no
rent to
24
own.
months.
24 months.
Yeah, pay it over 2 years, and you're getting exactly what you said. You're getting this kind of all access Game Pass, which it actually works out cheaper if you. I know a lot of us actually get Game Pass when it's on offer, same with PlayStation Plus and everything else. So you're never always paying full price for it, but this actually works out really well at a price point. If you're going to buy the console brand new, and then you're going to buy your subscriptions, you're actually saving money by getting it directly from Microsoft, and just putting the money aside each month and having it over 2 years. I think it brings the cost down of the console to something like 408 quid over here. If you have the Series X with the Game Pass All Access, like it's a hell of a price point. It really is, and I think we'll see what Sony does, but that's going to take some beating to have like a Series S on the shelf. Here's the next gen, and it's only $300. Like it's a bold step.
Did you notice something that I noticed? Probably not, but usually when there's price points, it'll have, MSRP or an SRP, alluding to a manufacturer's suggested retail price. Here it says, you look at the fine print on it, it's an estimated retail price. Now, I'm not saying, conspiracy theory going to say, it's going to change or whatnot. I'm not saying that. But that just kind of, spoke to me a little bit. Like, you never know.
You kind of are saying that.
You don't see that very often at all. But to see it, an estimated retail price, it's like, because, it was leaked the day before, and it forced Xbox, Microsoft to come out the very next day and, all right, there you go. It's already out there. Push it out the door. Here you go, everyone. So I thought that was interesting to me. But these are the things that interest me, though.
That is interesting, man. You're always in the fine print.
Right? I see.
You live in the terms and conditions.
I live in the terms and conditions. Damn right, brother.
I don't think it's a, I
have declined terms and conditions on actually EA games because I didn't like a couple lines in there. You know what? No thanks.
Yeah.
And then I couldn't play the game.
Yeah.
Damn.
You download a game, you get to that first screen where you have to page through like 50 pages of nonsensical legal language. And I go all the way to the bottom and say, yes, want to play the game, go. Shane like reads all of that.
I got my lawyer on.
Takes
on
his notes
now here.
Yeah.
$500 just to have it all printed out and faxed over to me. Yes, I have a fax machine still.
That's impressive, man.
But yeah, I just thought that was just a little interesting that I know people don't notice and people miss, but interesting thing that they put up there though.
That is interesting. I think now that they're throwing it out there, man, they've Yeah, their goose is cooked on this one, man. I think if they come in at $350 or something now, if they change their mind, they're going to look really stupid.
Yeah, no, I think that's going to be, day one. That's what you're going to see it for. I mean, I expected the big boy, console to be about $500, which, rightfully so, great. Real cheap on that digital only though. Super, super cheap, but you go through all the bits and bobs on there and seems like a pretty decent value.
It's all about perception when you're going shopping. When little Johnny sends his ma to the store, the mall, stop at the food court, get me a pizza, and then when you're over there by EB Games or GameStop, those that are left, can you go ahead and grab me that new Xbox? And she's in there. Actually, no. This is the conversation here. I want a new Xbox or a PlayStation for Christmas. Wait, is that even realistic? Do kids even do that? You choose, Mom. You choose for me which one of these I want. I'm just saying if maybe sometimes purse chooses, the wallet chooses. You go to the store, you're looking at them all. $299. That seems like a hell of a bargain compared to everything. I mean, that's the price of a Switch right now compared to the $599.
There's also the 1S that we'll just say for, shits and gigs or whatever, will be $149. And because there's no sort of direction with these names, people will be bringing home the wrong consoles.
Is that going to happen? Are they going to have 4 SKUs on the shelf at the same time? I thought they've already sort of phased out the series. Excuse me. Damn it. The 1S. See? Yes, it's tough. I like Xbox and I'm struggling with it. I think they've already phased out the Xbox One S. I think potentially, and Karl hit on it, there might be the One X, the Series S, and the Series X all on the shelf at the same time. If they're smart, I think they should eliminate everything but these 2 new ones. I just don't see a reason to, because it's just going to create confusion. But either way, if there's 3 on the shelf, and what's the One X cost now? Like what, $399, $359 with the game packed in on sale usually. This is still $50 to $100 cheaper, sale or regular price cheaper. It's a pretty desirable, and I think it's also the $299 price and having Game Pass on the machine or available. I think there's a decent amount of PlayStation people who might be like, you know what? I might want to buy an Xbox and play some of these great first-party games. God, I wish that list was longer. But play some of these great first-party games that I couldn't play on the PlayStation. In reality, it's probably I want Game Pass. I want to have all of these games, not have to go but spend $60 every other weekend. And I might pick up an Xbox. I think it's going to lure people over at that price point.
Yeah. To get one just to have one, for something down the road or whatever. Yeah, easily. Yeah.
It's got that little record player on the top, right? That black.
Why did they just leave it all white?
It's like a black circle on the top.
It's ventilation.
That. But it's going to ventilate the same color regardless.
No, dust is
clean.
Dust is dirty, man. They're looking out for me. I'm anal retentive OCD guy over here. I don't want to get the vacuum out and clean all that. You're blowing out that dirty dust on my nice white grate. No, it's really weird looking. I agree. It's kind of strange looking. Weird design choice.
Yeah. Leave it all white. Like you didn't have to go all two-tone. It's just.
But it's not two-tone. It's one-tone with a little black circle on the top. It looks like a record player built in.
That's two-tone.
Dude, that's not a little black circle.
Okay, it's a big black.
Actually,
massive.
It looks pretty small because they have the picture of the controller next to it, and the controller looks almost half the size standing up with it. So it's maybe 2.5 controllers tall. That's pretty tiny. Pretty decent size. Fit nice in that cubbyhole under the TV.
That's right. Throw in the cubbyhole. You'll never see that black circle again, except for when you put your drink on it. It's like a built-in coaster, right?
Well, yeah, because, actually, I'm not even going to touch that one.
And Sony now, needing to finally say something, We're still waiting on the price. So we've got the 2 SKUs for the PlayStation 5. We got the Big Daddy, the regular, the Series X equivalent machine with the disk drive. And then we've got the diskless, as I've been calling it in our chat, dickless version of the console. There's no way in hell the dickless version's coming in at $299. Any predictions, gentlemen, on the PlayStation 5 price? Is Sony going to try and undercut Microsoft again, like they did last generation? If so, by how much? And I believe the specs are pretty much the same for the regular and the dickless, right? It's just the dick that's the disc that's getting removed.
Just that extra tip.
But this is where Microsoft have been very clever. They've known for obviously a long time that they've got their own plans, obviously. But we all know that Sony have got the PS5 and the PS5 without a disc drive in it, and it's the same console. So same power, everything, and by them releasing the Series S at that price point, and it's not as powerful, but you're only really going to notice if you're trying to watch on a 4K display. If you've got a nice, great 1080p HD TV, you're going to get your games running at 60 frames consistently. And they're going to look great. So Sony now have a problem. Do they try to match? I don't think they can. Do they try and get somewhere near that price point? Maybe go for a 350 with the discless version, or do they try and differentiate and say, look, both of our consoles are the main. They're both as good, powerful as each other. Just one has a digital bias to it. I don't see their PS5 coming in any lower than $499.
Really?
And, I don't see the discless version coming in any lower than probably $425. So maybe $399 to make it look attractive, but you're still $100 away from Xbox. It's going to be a lot for them to eat that, because if they try and match it, if the disc drive version ends up at $450 and they go, oh, but the discless version's $300, that's suicide, isn't it? Like, wouldn't everyone just buy the discless version?
No.
Yeah, if it's the same console, I think you would.
I would.
Yeah, I would too. If it's everything's the same and it's just the disc drive costs $200, that'd be ridiculous, dude.
Exactly.
They don't have to come in at the same price. They can be a higher price than Microsoft's Xbox product and still be fine, touting the value of what you're getting. They have a lot of new features like the 3D audio, the haptic controller that they're all in on. They can market that with the proper value and not have to match the same price. However, PS5 is rumored to cost $470 to make. They can come in at $449 with that.
No way. I don't see that happening. I don't see them losing money on this. I really don't.
They could do.
They can though.
They could. So they
can.
Obviously,
it'll be fine.
It costs $440 to $470 to manufacture it.
Yeah.
Now, but in a year that could be $400, and then over time, as components get cheaper and more mass produced, it gets cheaper. So they could take a loss initially. I predict I think they're going to match. I think $499. I don't think they're going to undercut. I don't think.
I think you're on that. But kids, grab a pencil and paper if you still got those around your house. Don't be surprised if you see a $349 and $449. I'm just saying, don't be surprised at that. However, I think they'll come in at $499 the same, but they can go lower. It is there in business. They can make it work, and if they don't even have to, it could be $549. Market it the right way. Because just throw up a price and everybody freaks out and runs with it, whatever. But no, but marketing the value of a new console is a different ball game. But I don't think that's going to happen.
We've talked a lot about games and everything. Me and Shane obviously were in the opinion that Sony make the best games. And I wouldn't shy away from that. I think they've, PS4 they've had the games, and great games, and it all depends on the strength of the lineup. To me, people are still going to buy the PS5 because they love the games that Sony makes, and the tempting thing, I guess, about the Game Pass machine, a Series S would be that you can buy it in installments, you can chuck it under the desk or whatever, and you're tied into the ecosystem for 2 years, which, let's face it, is what Microsoft wants to happen.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think that, I know we're talking about them price matching Microsoft here, but do you think there's any chance of them doing a similar thing with, paying for it in installments, throwing in Plus, throwing in Now, trying to make that initial outlay less impactful?
No, I don't see him doing that. I don't. This is maybe a little fanboy of a comment here. I just don't think Now even comes anywhere near comparing to Game Pass. I mean, yeah, you get all your PlayStation 2 and PlayStation 3 games in there, but they run like garbage, a lot of them. And then there's some PlayStation 4 because you have to stream them. And I have killer internet here, and Pixel Junk Monsters, not a complicated game to play or stream, and coughs and wheezes through PlayStation Now. It's awful. I don't think that service comes anywhere near Game Pass. It's not. I don't think that's a selling point, quite frankly. And saying that you get Plus with it just puts a spotlight on the fact that you need Plus and that costs more money. So no, I don't think they're going to do that. I think, to your point though, I think the difference, the value proposition for a PlayStation is the games. It's the games. So if you have any plan on charging any dollar over $4.99, you better put Kratos, Ratchet and Clank, Last of Us, Nathan Drake. You better put all those people on the box. I think because you're right, the PlayStation first party games are, when my buddy Vince asked me, which should I buy, Xbox One X or PlayStation 4? I'm like, PlayStation 4. Because he loves Nathan Drake and he loves Last of Us. I'm like, sold. That's why you buy a PlayStation.
Yeah.
For those games. You can talk now.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I hope they don't do a payment plan thing. I don't like that idea at all. I don't think Plus will be, they'll probably include, 3-month Plus or whatever. Say they did on PS4, here's 8 hours of PS Plus or whatever it is, whatever, that's fine. I think we'll hear, a bit more of a restructuring, I hope, of the Plus and that. I think they're due to, modernize it a little bit better, over the past couple of years. But, it'll be interesting what they do. I'm sure they have something up their sleeve.
I think Plus and Xbox Gold needs to go away. I think the antiquated system of paying to play online is something of 10 years ago. Needs to go away.
Least, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, every service you subscribe to, from your music streaming to your TV and movie streaming, they don't charge you extra to use to fill up their back end servers. It should be included in the price of the console. For $4.99, I should get the hardware and access to your infrastructure, your online gaming. That's just so antiquated. It needs to go away. If they made that go away, that makes that $4.99 feel like $4.50 real quick.
Yeah.
All right, dead horse beaten. Anything else you guys want to mention in that before Karl shares this really cool Twitter thing that he did? All right.
I think so. There are probably a couple of talking points I'll be thrown out of this as well. There's one in here which is interesting to me anyway.
Yeah, that dead horse has been flossed. So
yeah,
floss the horse.
Have at it.
Well, obviously this was big news, so I thought we'll throw a poll out there and get people's opinions. Didn't hit anyone with the poll, obviously. We try and be safe. So just ask for a few opinions, and see whether you're tempted by the Series S, the Series X, whether you were going to wait on that PS5, or indeed if you were going to stay, or move across to PC, which route you go across to. So, we had hundreds of votes. It was great interaction. We love chatting to you guys about this subject. But there was a few little gems that came out, and Colin, our friend from the Last Save Loaded podcast at Psalm67 on Twitter, he just said about EA Access coming to Game Pass Ultimate, along with backwards compatibility. We've already talked about how good Game Pass is, and how it is light years ahead of now. I can't disagree with you, Joel. I've got them both, and I like them both for different reasons, but Game Pass is, just the better value. I think with EA Access as well, which we touched upon earlier, that's a great feature for free. Like that's it takes away another subscription that you may never have gone into. The ball is back in Sony's corner, and as Colin says there, this is the point that I found quite interesting. Dave at Yellowbug 1969, he said, "I'm still not being tempted by next gen. My plan is to pick up a PS4 Pro, hopefully with the Xbox Series S coming in at $249. This is UK pounds. Sony will be forced to reduce the cost of the Pro, currently $349, to under the £200 price point." Now, I found this quite interesting. Obviously, if these consoles launch in November, now this PS4 Pro is all over the place over here, and it's $349. If it's sat next to that Xbox at $249, which is a next generation console, what does Sony do there? Like, because that's a huge, like, again, you buy next gen tech, and
it's got 4K, possibilities on it. We'll say
4K
it's got a
checkerboarding.
It does have a bunch of other things. It's going to come down for sure.
It's got to, isn't it?
Yeah, he's got a good point. You can't put that on the shelf right next to it. More expensive. But I do think Sony's arrogance is slightly back, and maybe rightfully so. These, as I've said many times on our show, these three companies are not competitors as much anymore. I think they still duke it out. Xbox and Sony. And Nintendo's like, whatever, dudes. Go off in the corner and compare dicks. We're good. We're good over here. But I think these two still duke it out.
Sorry, it's like they're duking it out just for that top spot of who's trending and just who's making they're duking out over buzz rather than actual content
to make more money. Good point.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Fine print. Nice job.
I just, when I read that, I was like, that is a really good point, because I can't remember ever a period of time where a new console's come out and it's been cheaper than one that's towards the end of its console lifespan. So I'm going to be watching that with great interest just to see what happens with those. Craig at Entropic Enigma stated, he said, "I'm going for the Series X with the $34.99 a month for the 2-year plan, and buying a PS5 on day one as well."
Whoa.
There you go.
There's a great approach. You've got a mobile phone contract. You're paying £35 a month. Just do that every month, and it's a great way of getting your cake and eating it. Our friend Christopher Volak at Chris Volak, and he said a Series X at a monthly cost and the PS5 at the full price. So another one who's kind of thinking, this gives you the inroad to get both consoles. And we know that from our previous conversations on the show that there's a lot of us have had to choose. What are you going to go for? Are you PS5? Are you Xbox? Is this another good move by Microsoft to say, actually, you could have both? You'd have to choose, especially when our one's so cheap.
And especially if you got a revenge fund.
Revenge fund? I love it.
Oh, man. I don't know if I've got a revenge fund.
I'm starting one.
Every dude has a revenge fund. And you know what I mean by revenge fund, too.
I don't know.
I wouldn't know about that. And lastly, Agent Dora at Adam74. I'm thinking of the PS5 first, then for my very first taste in the world of Xbox, the little throwback to the early 80s white digital edition. So again, still going PS5, but that little Series S is just a great little snack for people to jump on and think, I've immediately got access to all them games. So yeah, some great commentary there. Really good interaction. It was great fun.
Yeah. And you didn't read the question and the scores.
Oh, well, I was saving the best till last.
Yeah, okay. There you go. Setting you up.
Those are some of the choice comments, but overall, and I was a bit surprised. So we had a few hundred votes in there, and it was 8.8% were opting for the Series S, 28.8% were opting for the Series X, 50.3% were waiting for that PS5, and the PC Master Race votes came in at 12.1%. So interesting, really, that the Series S still came in last in that little vote. So, yeah, I guess a lot of people are waiting on that PS5 announcement, which I think is coming soon.
Yeah, we got a date on that, right? They said September 16th.
Ooh.
The Sony event is scheduled. And then if they don't drop the price and the date, well, what the hell else are they doing on September 16th? Besides wasting our time.
Right?
That game looks ace. Like it looks brilliant, but I don't want to see any more of it.
Yeah, no doubt. Next thing you know, they'll be playing it for you too.
Well, no, because they got a bunch of last generation games that are going to be on the next generation.
No, that's
for
Xbox.
some reason.
No, maybe that's Nintendo. Oh, here we go. Here's some common ground. You can play the same games for the 5th time.
Yeah, but one of these games, well, actually, 2 of these games are definitely worth playing again. But The Witcher 3 is getting a next gen free upgrade.
There you go. You playing that for the
So-
what, 6th time now? 700 hours, 8,000 hours you going for now? What you up to?
I mean, see, I own it twice. I own it digitally I have the Game of the Year edition on digitally on the PS4, and I own the disc, and I bought the expansions separately on the store as well, and I've got it on PC, Game of the Year edition as well. So I'm looking forward to getting that free upgrade. This game can run so much better than it runs at the moment, even on PC. So I'm stoked for that. Whichever one of these consoles I get, I'll be definitely jumping into The Witcher 3, and it'll get me through some some quiet times if there aren't any new games. I'm so looking forward to this.
The same developer's putting out a new game. At the same time, this game is getting a next gen. What are you doing? You're gonna be playing that new game for the 3rd time before you be playing Witcher 3 for the 5th time, right?
Yeah, Carl.
Ooh, I don't know. They're very different games. I think you could play those hand in hand.
Okay.
And one of the game that's getting a next gen upgrade as well, and this is close to mine, is Shane's Hearts. Borderlands 3 getting a nice little tweak, little free upgrade for you. So it's going to run at 60 frames of 4K on both Series X and PS5, and like The Witcher, it covers all your content you've purchased. Save games, expansions, everything. So it's all going to be upgraded nicely for you, and it's also going to have crossplay in 2021 as well, which I thought was pretty cool.
That is cool. I should have saw this one coming too, because it's like on sale everywhere here in the States for like $24 for weeks on end. Usually a sign that, I figured maybe like a best of or a ultimate edition with all the DLC was coming or something, but that's cool. And you can use the current disc and you get the next, because it's a free upgrade, right? So you don't have to purchase anything.
Yeah, totally. So I think, I'm not sure how it'll work if you own the disc but own a discless version of a console. I'm not quite sure. Whether
good
you'll
point.
have to do something on a website somewhere and I'll send you a code. I don't know.
No, I think you're screwed in that situation. Right?
Yeah, but then people will complain. You said I get a free upgrade.
Well, everybody complains all the time. That's what the internet does. Well, hey, we're at 45 minutes and we got plenty to talk about yet. So let's pick it up. I'm cracking the whip. Let's pick it up.
Okay.
All right.
It wasn't. Been pretty fired up this show, but yeah. All right, there we go.
That was a good
50
chat.
minutes left.
It's a lot to talk about there at that Xbox. Well, if you could do us a favor, do us a solid, do your friends over at ABOG, throw us a little bit of support, put a little fuel in our tank. I don't know if you've noticed, but we don't do a Patreon. We're not begging you to click on our Amazon links. You know why? Because that is really fucking lame. Sorry.
Yeah.
This is our hobby. We're glad you're along for the ride. Thank you so much for listening. But if you want to support us, a really easy way to do so, you can leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Like this guy did, Bill, at The Big Pappy. He said, the finest trio on this platform. Thanks for always keeping us informed with gaming and thirsty for another fine brew. Currently enjoying a Founders All-Day IPA.
Ooh.
On vacation in the Poconos. Oh yeah, baby. Thanks for everything you do. Try and top that. Try and beat that review.
Yeah.
Please get out there. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts. Thank you so much, Bill, at the Big Pappy. That's fantastic.
Cheers, Bill.
Yeah, we'll toast you in a little bit. Hopefully we remember. Cheers now. Because by the time I get through another third of this beer, I'm probably going to forget everything. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2. That's what that thing is called. I've had to look it up like 5 or 6 times every time we talk about it and put it in our show notes. Make sure I get it right.
Shredhead Redemption.
Shredhead Redemption. Love it.
Love it.
Here's the review on this game, and then I'll let Shane go into some detail.
Oh, okay.
It's Tony Hawk. It's Tony Hawk 1 and 2. It is Tony Hawk. They nailed it. It feels exactly like it should.
Yes.
And it looks a lot better. It looks like a current generation game, and all that nostalgia, everything is pretty much the same. It's that same game. For better or for worse, it's the same game. And it's just so happens to be one of my all-time favorite 1 and 2 first game and sequels. It feels so great to be back at this, not having to pull out the old console with the creaky looking graphics. You know, they nailed it. They hit the controls. It feels exactly like it should. That's all I wanted out of this game. A+. There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of the best remasters, remakes, however you want to call them, that we've seen this generation, or if not in a long time. It's phenomenal. It was the same guys that did the Crash Bandicoot remaster. That was phenomenal and balls ass hard now for some reason. And there's even talk that they've made Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake harder than it was. But man, it is so good, man. Joel, you hit it on the head, man. It's an A+. It's phenomenal. They've nailed that feeling from the old games. All that muscle memory came right back right away. This is the Tony Hawk that we've wanted for so long. They've tried to do an HD remake, quite a while ago. They did Pro Skater 5. It was trash, and they just haven't been able to do it. But this Vicarious Visions, they hit this one out of the park, man. If you're on the fence, be on the fence no more, son. Like this is almost a must buy this generation. If you ever grew up playing Tony Hawk, maybe a couple sandwiches or whatever, and then you would just sit around all day playing Tony Hawk, whatever you do, you need to pick this game up. You need to pick this game up. It's not, absorbently priced. It's right in the ballpark. You ain't got to be a millionaire to pick this one up, but you need to pick up Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2 remake. It is that damn good. Like it's phenomenal. I don't care what the rules are for, the favorite of the year. This is going to be on my list.
There's no
I don't
rules.
care. If I'm breaking the rules, I break rules. That's what I do. I break rules. I drink 8% double IPAs, and I play Tony Hawk. This is what I do. This is the life of the youngest man on earth. This is what I do.
I'm going to keep, speaking of, dead horse and beating it, I'm going to send you the fine print for the ABOG favorite of the year rules. And you can, you go through it, figure it out.
Fax it over.
Yep, I will. on my pad of paper that I just filled out earlier, thanks to you.
Right. It's just a skateboard.
If you've never played Tony Hawk and you just like a good skateboarding game, it's for you too. It's reasonably priced. It's on all the systems. Is it on the Switch? I'm not sure actually. I think it's just PlayStation 4 and Xbox One.
Yeah. Not 100%. I'm sure it'll come to the Switch soon enough. There's no reason why it shouldn't.
True.
But it's, the first game and the second game, it's got all the maps, all the boards, that you remember from there, all your favorite skaters. You got Tony Hawk, you got Rodney Mullen, they're there. They're there. They got some new skaters in there as well.
Yeah.
The progression is phenomenal. It's across, both games, and it's got kind of like a center hub where everything's accumulated, all your stats and whatnot. It's really, really clean and crisp how they did it. And, they've broken them up into the two games and whatnot, so you can get in there and get right to, start unlocking your favorite boards, or I shouldn't say boards in the skateboarding game, but your favorite maps and whatnot. And they're so good. So good. Going through trying to get every single, challenge done and whatnot, and getting all that XP and, unlocking more stuff. It's really, really cool. And then there's, online people creating their own parks and whatnot, which is fantastic. That's what you need in a game like this. A lot of that community aspect. And, apparently I've heard there's a big update coming as well for some more online stuff. So man, good time to pick it up, get in there, get those old memories, dust them off. And I'm sure by now, you got some kids, perfect time to introduce Tony Hawk and how important these video games were for our generation. Now with the next generation growing up, this is perfect timing right before you got new consoles coming out. This is awesome. And, they've just nailed it. And it's, basically a must buy at this point.
Do kids still skateboard? Man, I don't see many kids out here riding skateboards. But you know what's great in that intro where they show all these guys from the original game, back when we could ride a skateboard safely without like killing ourselves, putting ourselves in life's danger. Seeing all these guys at this age still tearing it up.
Yeah.
That's great. Nice to see these guys in their 50s, 60s, some of them just still boarding.
Right?
God, I just dated myself. That was awful.
Nah, man, skateboarding's great, man.
I kind of want to get on a skateboard now, but I'm like the world's biggest klutz. I'm not even allowed on a ladder anymore. You know?
Oh, that's,
Yeah. Different story, different day. Plat. Easy PlayStation Platinum trophies like we do.
Yes.
We got one. Karl's got one. What you got?
Okay, I'll do it in a quick round robin kind of thing. So it's FoxyLand, and it's a cute little platformer where you've got a little fox bowling around. I think Shane may well have done this one already. It's from our friends at Ratalaika Games, obviously. Plat, yeah, you get it on the Vita, get it on the PS4. It should take you about 30 minutes, but if you're like me, you die quite a lot. It took me about an hour. So stream this as well. I've got a new internet set up. I've bought a little 4G hub, so streaming is back on the menu. So if you can watch me play through this and die a bit at twitch.tv/Stratham, and I should be streaming a few more things over there, a few more cheeky platinums and things like that. I've got a lot of these lined up from Ratalaika. They just keep churning these things out, but this one was pretty cute, pretty fun. Not too horrible to play at all. Fun little game. I think it was on sale for like £1.50 or something a while ago, and I've got the second one as well, so I may well jump into that and do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Shane has played this one. He has talked about it. It came up in our website when I was prepping the show notes.
Yeah, man.
Confirmed.
It's good plat.
Plat.
Another term that started here.
Yes.
Band of gamers
Right.
that I've heard other podcasts using, but it started here.
Damn.
You're welcome.
Damn. We should sue them. Get those attorneys of yours, Shane, on those people.
It's all right. It's all right.
Get to that revenge fund, mate. Get it sorted.
There you go. Well, let's share what's in our pint glasses and mosey on out of here for 2 weeks. I have got an 1840. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of 1840. Okay. They're a brewery here in Bayview, Wisconsin.
Nice.
Wonderful brewery. Man, they're so good. I'm surprised I haven't talked about them yet. But I'm glad to have an 1840 Brewing Company beer with me today. It's called We Go Together Like. It's a sour pale ale.
Ooh.
And it is, I shit you not, a peanut butter and jelly flavored beer.
No.
It is so good. This is the Concord grape version. See a little bit on the purple label, at least my cohorts can here. It says on the bottle, brewed with peanut flour and conditioned on peanuts and Concord grape puree. It's peanut butter jelly time. Collaboration with Microphone Brewing. Hey, it's a collab. They have done this before. I've had these peanut butter and jellies. I think they did a raspberry at one point.
Oh,
they've done grape before. When I first heard that they were doing this, I'll be honest, it sounded disgusting. But I was there. This is back when we could go to bars and actually have drinks. Remember those times? Man,
right.
Those were the days. Ordered like a half pour. Took one sip. I'm like, oh, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
Man, it is so good. It's a sour ale and it tastes like peanut butter and jelly, and it's better than you would expect. It's really good. That's what I've got.
I believe it, man, because we got a brewery out here that does every winter. One of their stouts is they call it Nutty Uncle, and it's a peanut butter stout, and damn, is it good! So I totally get a little peanut butter action in there.
Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah, we've got one of them over here. Northern Monk do one. Stars and Stripes, I think it's called. It's a little peanut butter jelly one. I haven't pushed the button on it and tried it yet, but knowing that there's a lot of beer to get through, but knowing that the combination works, that I might have to jump in and give it a go. Today I am drinking Electric Bear Brewing Company's Drifting. Now, I haven't talked about these guys before. This is a brewery out of Bath in the UK. And, they just have these funky little 80s kind of inspired, almost tie-dye kind of cans. And this is a straightforward American Pale Ale, featherweight, 4.2%, nice and sessionable. And the guys here were giving me a bit of grief earlier on when I poured this out, and it had a ridiculous head on it. Now, that wasn't user error. Like, sometimes these things are user error, but I've poured loads of these now, and it's such a gassy brew that you can't. It keeps a head for. It'll keep a little foamy head for about 2 hours, easily.
2 hours?
Yeah. Even if you get down.
I don't know, man. We've been recording for an hour, according to my stats here, and that head is much less
2
than
2 hours to drink a beer.
Yeah, it's much less, but it's got a consistent little head on there. Anyway, so the minute you pour it in, it just gets angry and it just gets mad, and you end up with a tiny little bit at the bottom of the glass. But you have to be patient, wait for it to sell, and it's a fine little beer. It's just quite smooth. It doesn't taste particularly of anything. Nothing jumps out at you. It's just quite well balanced, easy drinkable little pale ale. So yeah, Electric Bear Brewing. I'm going to try out some more of their brews
tonight.
Not tonight.
Why not?
Got work tomorrow. It's late.
You need that ABOG hangover on Monday. That's how we do it.
No.
Yeah. Shit. What are you
man.
working at a bank?
Fine print, bro. Read that shit.
Jeans and a shirt to work tomorrow?
I've got a 7 o'clock start, man. I've got to get cracking.
Speaking of cracking, speaking of beers we haven't talked about on the show before, Parallel 49. They're a brewery here in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, and they just released a new, fresh release, and this is a double IPA. It's been a while since I've had a double IPA. Weighs in. It's a middleweight at 8%. It's been a while since I've had an 8% beer, as you could probably tell.
Yeah,
this
an
is
hour ago.
Double. Really, really cool. They got this dude on the can that's wearing an old like a crash helmet or whatnot. Real cool. Great stuff. And picked this up yesterday. Just released it. There's not too much left of this one, but really, really nice color. Not quite. Doesn't have the same head that Karl has. But beer wise, they're probably pretty similar, and it's really, really tasty.
It's got a good color to it. Looks really good.
Yeah, it's pretty decent, man.
All right, cheers, guys.
It's up there sniffing around those cashmere parts.
Oh man, I just got a couple 4-packs of that cashmere. They did a second batch of it.
Deadly.
The official beer of ABOG from the rarely talked about 1840 Brewing Company. Cheers, gentlemen, to you.
Well, just cheers to Bill, the Big Pappy.
Yes, that's right.
For the great review. Thank you very much, Bill. Very, very kind words. We greatly appreciate it. And, like Joel said earlier, do us a favor. Go on there. Leave a review. Help us help you.
That's right.
Well said.
Very much so.
Yeah.
I want one of those beers now, too. Gosh darn it, you guys. This is what happens. Show notes are done. Like, I'm ready. I could sit here and I could do some more. Let's
do it.
We just need the technology. Xbox, come on, Sony. We need that beer sharing technology. Push these beverages on through all these miles between us.
Right? Why is there a black speaker on my doorstep?
We're going into extra time.
All right, boys.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And gals, thank you for listening. We appreciate you. Hope you enjoyed the show. We'll be back with you in 2 weeks. Cheers.
Cheers.
And if you didn't enjoy it, then listen to it again, because it is really good.
Yeah.
But cheers. Send it.